So this is the same world that we're going back into. So I want to take a peek. You see it with Adom? Yeah, but with Adom, they stopped working on it for like a really, really, really long time. You know? They did stop working on it for a really long time. So I'm looking for a good biome waterfall. That's what I'm looking for. Or hoping for, anyway. Interesting. It's multiple biomes. It's a temperate savanna that's mirthful. Wait, what's the difference? They're both temperate savannas. It's exactly the same stuff. Why is it considering that separate biome? Because I know how much you guys liked that other waterfall. Good biome. The question is, what do we want this fortress to be? Do we want this to be the same faction? Do we want to be a different faction in the same world? What are we trying to do here, chat? That's kind of the thing that we need to come up with. In the bundle and lost connection, about 80 downloads instantly fail. No! That sucks, man. Guys, do you think that that's a waterfall? That's a really steep drop right there. It's like a drop into a pit, basically. Can I be aggressive merchants? I don't know how I would do that. What do you mean by aggressive merchants? So we're going to be the ferocious figure, I think. Because the Tour of Barricades aren't really all that close by. The ferocious figure are. We could do water stuff. Haven't done water stuff for a while. Pirates? How would we be pirates? Yeah, that's what I think, Revolver. I just kind of wanted a second opinion. Thanks. So this is deep metals, very deep soil, shallow clay, light aquifer. War-trained unicorns. I'm not going to guarantee war-trained anything until we know what's in the biome, because I've settled in mirthful biomes and never seen a unicorn before, you know? And I've settled, and then the second we settle, they're everywhere. So whenever I say I need a theme for, or I'm looking for a theme for a fort, and I'm trying to build a theme for a fort and trying to figure out what I want to do with a fort, I'm not going to promise any particular trained animal because I don't know that we're even going to find that animal, you know? I mean, heck, the last good biome we were in, which was during the charity stream, we had giant elephants and giant hippopotamuses and saltwater crocodiles, and only saw unicorns once for about 10 seconds. So, and let me tell you this, war-trained giant elephants would be way cooler. Can you float logs? What do you mean? Why? I mean, logs do kind of float, but anything will kind of flow down water. Why do you ask? Also, we should really stop asking if we can use logs as weapons, because logs make really bad weapons. Also, a lot of indie games are getting it. A lot of video games are getting announced right now because there was a big game announcement session today, which means I'm gonna have like 200 emails when I'm done streaming today, probably. Actually, I haven't looked at my email at all. That's a little funny and ironic. I just got an email from Twitch asking for feedback on how they're doing. Fill that survey out later. I mean, I think you'd probably just drown a bunch of dwarves. I'll be honest with you. And no, dwarves can't really ride on logs, if that's what you're thinking. Yeah, if you want to use wood as weapon, well, I mean, you could make wooden weapons, but that's a terrible idea. All right, regardless, I think I'm going to go with this. It's only a light aquifer. So, we are part of a different faction, okay? We're not the Tour of Barricades, we're the Ferocious Figure. We're in a good biome. We still need a theme. We still need a theme. What's a loaded question? I mean, we could totally just make a water... We could totally use water as defense. As a weapon of war? I mean, that last fort was very much a war fort. And my other fort is very combat focused. Although those forts were all deep forts. I really hope that this embark is cool and has some neat structures that we can build neat stuff in. Because in this world, we've been doing a whole lot of warmongering. We can do more warmongering. I'm fine with that. Oh, how good Twitch is doing? Yeah. No, I just thought it was kind of amusing. Although, honestly, I think Twitch is doing a pretty good job, actually, handling the whole situation right now. About animals? I mean, I can't promise anything with animals until I know what animals I have the options for. Are you saying focusing on farming animals? Because we could do that. We could do a Beastmaster's fort. I haven't done a Beastmaster's fort in a while, where we just focus on trapping everything and training everything and taming everything and just putting them all into different paddocks and breeding them. I haven't done that in a while. But just like farming everything is a total possibility. We could absolutely do something like that. Because we're in a good biome, and it's mirthful, and it's savanna, which means we could see elephants, we could see unicorns, we could see any other magical creatures. I'm real pissed off at Mark's Dwarves after Ancient Stones yesterday. Petting zoo fort? Yeah, petting zoo, where the animals pet you by making you into a fine red mist. Maybe see, I've never actually seen a fluffy wambler in game. Never seen a fluffy wambler. All right, so we're going to do a Beastmaster fort. I'm trying to think, well, I mean, metals are deep, so we're going to have to dig in order to find metal. In order to find metal, we're going to have to go down to, like, the caverns, most likely. So we can also go for underground creatures. And we know for a fact that there's lots of exciting monsters in this world because we've been fighting them. All right, so let's, if we're an animal focused or an animal trainers focused fort, we need a name. So obviously, if you don't know much about Dwarf Fortress, you can't be super helpful here, but I need words. Also, anger clenched, which is just what I landed on right away, is really funny. Tamed. Tamed Anger. Tamed Anger. It's a lo-fi cover of Metallica. Saint Anger. No, seriously. If anybody has ideas here, I'm totally open to working with people. Tamed Fangs. Tamed Fang. I kind of like Tamed Fang. Tamed Spring. Tamed Strange. Tamed Dangles. You're Tamed Danger. Although Tamed Danger would be pretty good, actually. Tamed Dangers. Of Tamed Dangers of Beasts. Beasts, animals, creatures. Tamed Dangers of creatures. Animals? Animals, creatures, or beasts, chat. What sounds coolest? Beasts? You guys like beasts? I like the word beasts, eh? Creature Cauldron? Actually, I like that. Creature. Creature of beasts. Clear that. Clear it. There we go. Creature. Mess. Can't do second adjective hyphen compound, maybe? I guess cauldron can't be a word. Yeah, cauldron doesn't exist as a word. It's a good one though, Virtual. How you been, Virtual Spaceman? It's good to see you. Could go with like Creatureacts. Mesbidok. Creatureacts. Creatureacts of beasts. Mesbidok fur. The Creatureacts of beasts. Kind of got a nice ring to it. I like it. What, cauldron isn't a word, Warden? Or new fort? Yeah, the isn't a word part. It's a human word, I think. Like, there's a human word in Dwarf Fortress for cauldron. So Creatureacts of Beasts is going to be our fortress name. Now we need a name for our... The Remarkable Dyke. Oh, that's a funny one. The Remarkable Dyke. This is the group name, and I kind of just like the Remarkable Dyke. I think the Unremarkable Dyke might be better, but unless there's any serious objections, I'm rolling with the Remarkable Dyke. Yeah, random wins. The Remarkable Dyke. A place perched at the top of a realm enchanted with psychotic unicorns and giant elephants, where they serve up fresh cod and barley wine. And you might get stabbed in your sleep. Anyway, so the Remarkable Dyke is our group name and our symbol. This is the important part. So our fort is called the Creatureacts of Beasts. So let's do a creature. Let's say an elephant. Just an elephant. and an object. Cauldron. One, which the dwarves have. An elephant and a cauldron. And an action or relationship. Hiding. Is there hiding in? Burning, cooking. Trying to think, what could the elephant be doing? I wanted to say, like, the elephant is swimming in the cauldron. A submissive gesture, a plaintive gesture, falling. But I can't do, like, falling in, you know? Impaled on? Did you... Wait, really? You had no idea what a dike is? Yeah, dikes are, like, the things that the Danes are great at. You know? It's, the thing that keeps half of the lower mainland where I live above water. Elephant cooking? The dwarf is cooking the elephant. Okay, I need to put a dwarf in there. Perfect. Thank you. X is cooking what? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Dwarf is cooking the elephant. This is an image of an elephant, a cauldron, and a dwarf. The dwarf is cooking the elephant. Can I make a hold on, I wonder. Creature, shape, object. Fire? No. I could say the cauldron is burning. Or, we could be more specific. Object. Log? There we go. Logs. 3. Action or relationship. Burning. This is an image of an elephant, a cauldron, and a dwarf, and 3 logs. The dwarf is cooking the elephant, and the 3 logs are burning the cauldron. I mean, screaming would be much better, man. Out of curiosity, what's the local word for it? CCX? Dike can also be used as a derogatory term, but it's generally referred to as like giant pile of earth that keeps water away. The dwarf is screaming? No, the dwarf would be laughing. The elephant is screaming. "14 mathematicians looking from afar." I mean, I could find you some great scholars of history. Sal, thanks for the raid. Hello. Welcome, raiders. How was the forts? You guys don't know Sal. Sal makes some of the best tutorials on YouTube about Dwarf Fort. So you should go watch Sal's stuff. But hi, guys. Hope you had good stream. Hey, Quatch. We're literally just starting up a new fort because my other one kind of frame rate died. Also, I was sort of running out of things to do, so it's kind of okay. It's aight. We'll live. We'll be okay. It's unfortunate, but Welcome, everybody. If you don't know me, my name's Greg. The internet calls me blind because I don't see very well. I play a lot of Dwarf Fortress. It's kind of a problem. So that's what we're doing today. There is apparently a whole world of DS streams that you didn't know about. I mean, okay, so there's me, there's Sal, there's Cupo when he's not on a boat, there's RNG, there's a few people. There's that fold-up gorilla guy who streams for like 30 hours at a time and then doesn't stream for weeks on end. Yeah, there's a few of us. Blue Zest, yeah, Blue Zest. Trying to think of other people off the top of my head who stream DF. Occasionally you'll get a Quill 18 stream if you're lucky. Yeah, Userune. Did I not? I thought I said Userune. Scoundrel. That's what I was thinking of. I'm sitting here going like, what's that lovely bloke with the accent who never shuts up? Yeah, Scoundrel. Who else is there? There's Grey Jester, Grey Dark Jester. Yeah, there's a few of us now. I don't know, unfortunately, because I speak English, I don't, like, there's also Nautilus, who speaks Portuguese. I don't even consider Joel a Dwarf Fortress streamer because he streams it like maybe once a year. Like, does that count? By that logic, I could be a Fortnite streamer if I streamed Fortnite once. Gray needs to work on his chat interaction and his communication. I think that the few times I've sent people over to Gray, a lot of people are just like, they just leave because he gets like stage fright or something. I don't know. It takes a while, but he'll get there. I'm referring to Dark Jester specifically. But yeah, no, there's, oh yeah, Nook. Again, I don't know if I count Nook because he streams for like 40 minutes at a time. Like every time I've gone to watch Nook, he's like literally just ending. Weird YouTube peoples. How was my recovery? Like hospital stuff? He speaks the Queen's English. He has an accent, my dude, compared to me. Anyway, and from my point of view, he's got an accent. It was, How's my recovery? There is no recovery from type 1 diabetes. Have I gotten used to it yet? Mostly. You were getting, yeah, I seem to remember seeing your streams around Racken. I seem to remember that. Having a baby would do that. There's no such thing as unaccidented? Okay. When I think of Scoundrel, I think of dude with lovely accent, okay? That's what I think of when I think of Scoundrel. There's also the Kit Fox Games Dwarf Fortress stream team, which they don't update as much as I'd like them to, but I can't really hate on them for that. Over my type 1? It's... It's sometimes better than others. You're gonna go get some food? You do that. You shall be around tomorrow. So actually, for those of you piling in, I should mention this. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. So tomorrow in 20 minutes, I will have Tarn Adams on my stream for an hour. So stop by, say hi, smile. So in 24 hours and 20 minutes. Hopefully there won't be any technical difficulties. Also, the dipped hatchets. No, that won't work. What do we name our symbol? Which is obviously an image of an elephant, a cauldron, and a dwarf, and 3 logs. The dwarf is cooking the elephant, and the 3 logs are burning the cauldron. Obviously, the dwarf is laughing. Maybe the cauldron's laughing? No, the dwarf is laughing. And the elephant is screaming. The dipped beast? I like that. There we go. No, the cauldron is striking a menacing pose. Clearly. That's the only logical thing for the cauldron to be doing. The logs are screaming? I mean, logs kind of do scream if they have water in them. So this is an image of an elephant, a cauldron, a dwarf, 3 logs. The dwarf is cooking the elephant. The 3 logs are burning the cauldron. The dwarf is laughing, the elephant is screaming, and the cauldron is striking a menacing pose. Not nearly as good as noob family plays. I try and be noob friendly. It kind of depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm very noob friendly, and then sometimes I just don't have the brain power to explain what I'm thinking. Also, in regards to recovery stuff, I actually have an audio blog called Living with Type 1, which is literally me talking about my life as a Type 1 diabetic. God, so this is a channel where I hate memes, or a lot of memes. Saying that everything's a JoJo reference really just makes me want to go back in time and delete JoJo. Like, if I could remove one thing from existence in this world, one thing, I would get rid of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm so fucking tired of that stupid goddamn anime. It's not even that good. Ugh. To be specific, if I could go back in time and actually change something, I'd try and get rid of systemic racism, or like something else that's actually like a big problem. But like, unironically, fuck JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Long story short, it's an anime, Taylor, that literally just references everything, pop culture. It's an anime that just references everything. Like, that's literally all it is. It's pop culture references the anime. And so because of that, people who really like JoJo are just like, oh, that's a JoJo reference. No, it's not. It existed before JoJo's existed. JoJo's stole that thing, so that JoJo's is referencing that thing, and thanks for clarifying that. I figured you were referring to JoJo. A local word for dyke is generally translated to dam. Oh, yeah. We sometimes call those dams, but dike is more specific in this case. But like, okay, the first season was after the first season, I obviously don't do enough drugs to enjoy the show, Hobo. Now, is that my fault, or is that the show's fault? I think that's the show's fault in this case. I'm pretty certain that's the show's fault. Simpsons did everything, so it doesn't count anymore. I mean, yeah, the president of the United States is a Simpsons reference, for fuck's sake. God. So, my username is true, right? I'm legally blind. You want to know what's really fun about having really, really shitty field of view? Is I see out of a tunnel, right? I do see other things. I see colors, light, blur, basically. It's like looking through it's like looking through a glass window that someone just spat on. It's like unseeable and disgusting looking. Every now and again, I'll see like the corner of my glasses, or like a hair will come down, or I'll see something, and my brain will interpret that as there's a person there, and it'll scare the fuck out of me. That just happened. So my sliding glass door is right there, and I'm just like sitting here, and then suddenly I guess it was just the corner of my glasses like came in my view or something, and I swear to God there's a person standing there, but there ain't. My ex used to think I see ghosts. I see dead people. Anyway, so we should get back on topic. We need to name this thing the Dipped Beast instead of hatchets. Reckon. Thank you very much for gifting a sub to Dead Frog. I said frog. Fog. Cheers. Can I get a round of beers in chat? For that gifted sub, thanks. That's the first gifted sub this week. It's been a slow week for gifted subs and stuff, but I don't blame people. We raised a lot of money for charity last week. Because, like, the dipped... The Dipped Beast. Oh, I see the problem. There we go. The Dipped Beast. Becarfer. Becarfer. Becarfer? Becarfer. To read it. Here's the thing. I saw it the right way. I have a friend named Fog, and a lot of people think his name is Frog. Like, they read it as Frog. Like, his name's literally Fog_UK, and I sometimes misread his name as Frog, so. Also, it doesn't help that there's a brewery in Vancouver where I'm from called Dead Frog. Much more of a fan of Phineas Gage, but you know. Well, cheers. Hopefully, you can lose some sleep tomorrow to come hang out with us while we talk to Toady One. All right, let's back up. So we are the Dipped Beast, which is, or our symbol, which is the Dipped Beast, is an image of an elephant, a cauldron, and a dwarf, and 3 logs. The dwarf is cooking the elephant, the 3 logs are burning, and the cauldron, the 3 logs are burning the cauldron, and the dwarf is laughing. The elephant is screaming, and the cauldron is striking a menacing pose. Yes, tomorrow at, yes, the man who got his head run through with a rod, yes. And lived to tell about it. Yeah, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, so in 24 hours and 10 minutes. Tarn Adams is going to be on my stream via Discord call, and then we're going to chat for an hour. Yes. Huh, indeed. You want to know how I set that up? I literally just DM'd him on Twitter and asked. That's how I set it up. Like, hey, would you talk to me? Uh-oh. Keep working. Done. I always hit escape. Have it. So we'll just do the 7 peasant embark. But first, let's just figure out what we're bringing. So we're doing an animal taming fort. Do we have any fun animals we can bring? We can bring camels. There's llamas, water buffaloes, kiwis, goats. You know, I bet you can make goat cheese. Why rabbits, of all freaking things? You know, I've never actually had a bunch of rabbits in a fort. Do they breed like bunnies? Like the you know, the saying goes. Hey, Lou, how you doing? It's good to see you. You think so? Because they multiply real fast. Could just get a bunch of bunnies. Let's bring some doe rabbits. $2. Excuse me? Holgast? Also, I like your name, Neil, before Zod. That's a good name. Do you think makes things difficult? Yeah, no, they do definitely graze. Ditto.
Ditto.
Best part about that sound effect squad is I don't have to worry about it getting taken down by anything. Hey, Impale, how you doing? Squad, thank you very much for the 36 months. And that tier 2. How do you like your new hat? Guys, can I get a big ol' round of beers in chat for Squawk? Enchiladas and enchinadas are slightly different thing. I thought that rabbits wouldn't provide enough meat since they are considered small vermin. Are they? I mean, they are vermin. I don't know. I've never really tried farming them before. Could cheat and just bring some turkeys. Not that it's actually cheating, but... Bring some turkeys. Some geese. Some ganders. Or a gander. Two geese and a... two ganders and a... Could also bring some chickens. Echidna. Yes, I know. I just saw those two back to back and was like, I have to read it that way. Cat. Cat. Enchilada. Yes. That's the kid-sized enchilada. It's like when you go to the restaurant and you get the kids meal. That's the kids meal. A kid-chilada. Because you assume it's going to fail before year 2. I actually can't remember the last time I had a fort fail before year 2. Also, can I just say that our quivers are made of night beast leather? I don't normally bring quivers, but I'm going to waste 30 points on quivers. Because that's really cool, actually. Also, the last time I had a fail fort before 2 years, I just reclaimed the same fort again. Yeah, but that's cheating. IMO, in my opinion, Holgast. I mean, it's not truly cheating, but I consider it to be cheating. I mean, that's basically what we did with the last fort. We dug straight down to Cavern Layer 3. Straight down to Cavern Layer 3. You know, let's do some pigs. Okay, so we're bringing a bunch of animals, and I'm just gonna put the rest of the point into alcohol. Points into alcohols. Wine and beer, specifically. Cool. So now we're down to 0 points. So, if you want to be in the fort, put your hand up. First 7 get it. No favorites played. In no particular order. And then I'll read what you are. Sorry to anybody with crappy internet. Also, if I mistype your name, I'm sorry. I'm just sight reading these at speed. Stone, not to be confused with stone. Just like, you know, Eurist, not to be confused with Eurist. Lo, that's a good dwarf name. I like that one. And then the last one, Erythripus. Sorry, homing. You know, I still haven't figured out how to say your name correctly. One of these days, Erythripus, I gotta put you onto a voice call. You gotta tell me how to say your name. Great thing about a single player game is you're the only person who gets to decide what's cheating. Oh, that's exactly why it's great. So for me, what's cheating is not cheating for you. Like, I personally consider things like DF hack and therapist make the game way too easy and simplistic. Ow. Even though there's like 1 or 2 features in DF hack that I really wish I had, like text will be text. But that, you know, that's Eurypterus. Eurypterus. Really? It's Eurypterus. Yeah, I think it's the Y that's hurting my brain. It's the Y that throws me off in your name. Oh, you mean like if you just don't labor anything and just let them do whatever kind of deal? I mean, the original reason I decided not to use Therapist is it looks like it's Windows 94 software, which didn't even exist. Sorry, this is like really random. I know. But anybody here play Dawngate? Dawngate was a really interesting kind of like MOBA. I probably just lost all of you, but I played a bunch of it for like a minute, and then it got EA Games did. So it was owned by EA Games, and then EA Games was like, hey, this isn't making more money than League of Legends, so they shut it down before it left beta. And I played a whole bunch of it for a minute there, and remember really, really, really enjoying it. And apparently, there's a bunch of people who got the assets and are trying to get it back online. That's interesting. Sorry, I just saw this on Twitter and it like kind of blew my mind a little bit. Anyway, so the first dwarf is Holgast. She is 52 years old, born on the 9th of Opal in the year 516. She has very low cheekbones and she has a square chin. Her brass eyes are very wide set and her broad nose is upturned and her short hair is neatly combed. Her quite sparse eyebrows are short. Her ears are somewhat short and her head is somewhat tall. Her hair is burnt umber and her skin is raw umber. She is agile. She is quick to tire, and Holgast likes mica, bismuth, red beryl, and giant badger bone, weapon racks, and large gems, ballista arrows, well, we might need to build ballistas, and horses for their strength. When possible, prefers to consume cassowary, buckwheat beer, and 2 wheat flour and parsnip seeds. She personally doesn't particularly respect commerce and doesn't care about art one way or another. Dreams of raising a family. She is obsessed with details and will often go to great extra time making sure things are done the right way. She is very greedy and has little time for forgiveness. She will generally seek retribution and she enjoys being in crowds. She's very polite and observes the appropriate rules of decorum when possible. And she's quick to form negative views about things. She doesn't assume the worst of 2 outcomes will be the one that comes to pass, and she is not particularly interested in what others think of her. She is grateful when others help her out, and she tries to return favors. She often acts with compassion, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day. She likes working outdoors and only grumbles mildly at bad weather. Makes sense, mate, indeed. One of these days, I'll be naming dwarves and have Cody in my chat and be able to have a dwarf named Cody. One of these days, it'll happen, I swear. Rakent, the creative impulse is so valuable. She is 81 years old, born on the 26th of Galena in the year 487. She is short, and her hair and her heliotrope eyes are very wide set. She has very low cheekbones and her square chin, and she has a square chin. And her clear voice, she has a clear voice, and her hair is clean shaven. She is somewhat short. Her somewhat short nose is broad. Jesus, I can't read right now, apparently. I was doing so well a minute ago. Her raw umber skin is slightly wrinkled, and her hair is gold with a touch of gray. She is tough, and she likes kimberlite, nickel pink, garnet, the color mahogany, and short swords. Shields and sheep for their giant lice. For their wool and giant... Okay. She likes sheep for their wool and giant lice for their ability to infest. And the words of the meandering festival. I'm sorry, what? Bed calls? I mean, if your bed's calling you... I wish my bed would like me like that. My bed never calls me. Actually, he told me straight up when I was in his chat a little while ago that he likes listening to me talk, but he hates watching my stream because he doesn't give a flying fuck about the stupid games I play. And you know what? Yes. Sure. Okay. Thanks, Cody. But then again, I think he says that to almost anybody who doesn't play Dark Souls. It's like, you either play Dark Souls or hobo go learn Japanese, you fucking weeb. We'll see you later. Yeet. Well, I have to change that command, man. Go learn your moon runes, you weirdo. See you later. Anyway, where was I? She personally finds the ideas of independence and freedom somewhat foolish and respects the development of a skill. Personally, dreams of raising a family. She shares immediate details of her life without sparing a thought. to the repercussions or property. She can get caught in the internal deliberations when action is necessary, and she feels best when everyone gets along without any strife or contention. The irony is, though, I think Cody would actually really like this game. Ironically. Yes, you do find the ideas of independence and freedom somewhat foolish and respects the development of skill. Yes, you do indeed find freedom foolish. I think he would really like this game, but yeah. Kind of for the same reason, like, in my opinion, if you really like town builders or RTS games, you probably like Dwarf Fortress. He's learning Japanese. Hobo needs to, me and Hobo need to go to Japan one day. After Mexico, though. She shares immediate details of her life. She doesn't feel uncomfortable around those that appear different or who appear unusual or live differently than from herself. She finds obligations confining, even though she is conflicted by this for more than one reason. She can easily fall in love or develop positive sentiments, and she has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. She takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful, and she gets things done, and she tries to get things done perfectly each time. She is often nervous, and she has a greedy streak. She inhales sharply when she is angry, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day. In like a year, now's a good time to get in, because we just had the big-ass updates, and all the major bugs have been patched, including the one where babies would sap the life force out of the back of their mothers' heads. It was glorious. I missed that bug, but also I super don't miss that bug because giving birth to a child was an insta-life sentence. There was a no-clip video yesterday which felt like an ad for Krug Smash videos and didn't actually say anything about Dwarf Fortress except for talking about some funny bugs. It was entertaining, but I wish it was more interesting to somebody who plays a lot of DF. He is 83 years old, born on the 4th of Obsidian in the year 485. His sideburns are clean-shaven, and his very long mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long beard is arranged in double braids, and his hair is clean-shaven. He likes Mudstone, Bronze Citrine, Impala Hoof, and Giant Magpie Tooth, and Phantom Spider Silk. What the fuck is a Phantom Spider? Metal Gear Solid, the Phantom Spider. He personally respects the development of a skill, finds leisure time wasteful, and disregards tradition. Dreams of creating a great work of art. Dislikes helping others, and can get caught up in internal deliberations when action is necessary. He is very stubborn and can be single-minded. He is quite comfortable with those that have a different appearance or live differently, and he is trusting. He can occasionally overindulge, and he crackles when he's nervous. He needs alcohol to get through the working day, and he likes working outdoors, even though he grumbles mildly at inclement weather. The thing is, it's the same interview that Tony gave about the 10 times last year, just late. Yeah, I think that's why I'm kind of disappointed by it. Yeah, like as Clinodev said, it was a very well-produced version of the exact same interview Toady has done dozens of times. But here's the thing. I know from sources that interview was originally an hour and a half long. They cut it down to 20 minutes, and about 5 minutes of the video is Krug Smash. So what else did they talk about? You hate niche interviews that don't assume the viewers already covered the basics. Watch, I think the problem is the people interviewing hadn't covered the basics. You know what I mean? And that's often what happens with interviews with Tarn, is the people interviewing Tarn haven't covered the basics of Dwarf Fortress, or maybe they know the memes and maybe the basic gameplay, but haven't gone super deep into the game to actually be able to ask questions that would be different from just, talking about bugs. Because that's easy. And that's what they always do, which I can't really blame them for, because there aren't a lot of people that work in the games press outside of maybe Gita Jackson. And I think Austin Walker plays DF. Anyway, outside of maybe Gita Jackson, there isn't really, a few people at Rock Paper Shotgun. There isn't really a lot of people in Games Press that plays Dwarf Fortress. There's that one person at Rock Paper Shotgun who I can't remember the name of. So to the people doing the interviewing, it's all new and funny to them and interesting. Or they start tarring off and get out of his way. That's my goal for tomorrow. Is just let him talk. I mean, tomorrow's interview with Tarn is literally just going to be this. Except the background is going to be footage of... There won't be any music, and the background is just going to be footage of a world gendering... gendering? What? Generating. I can't... Words. And I'll just let Toady talk, frankly. And hope that the cat unplugs his internet like he said it might. He said everything should work perfectly, assuming the cat doesn't unplug my internet. So he dislikes helping others. Yeah, it's done. Cool. I should actually get through these. She is 59 years old. So this is Little M. Katsu. She is 59 years old, born on the 21st of Limestone in the year 509. She has long hair, which is arranged in double braids and an upturned nose, and has very low cheekbones. She has an angular chin and eyebrows that are short. Yeah, exactly. You just let the person talk, you know? It's probably the best one in years. I think I will listen to that one. The one that I liked the most recently was the one that Tarn did with the Literate Gamer, which was pretty... The Literate Gamer podcast, which he did relatively recently. Hey, Wild Trat. It's good interviewing. Yeah, well, investigative interviews, you're trying to get information out of somebody. Stuff like this, you know, it's just going to be a matter of like kind of letting him talk about different things that people are interested in. And I've got some pretty good questions from the subreddit, so we'll see what we can do. Except for ones like, are you ever concerned that the code is going to become sentient and take over the world? I mean, I hope that happens. Who doesn't? She accepts favors without developing a sense of obligation, preferring to act as the current situation demands, and dislikes obligations, will try to avoid being bound by them. Wait, what? She accepts favors without developing a sense of obligation. Oh, she doesn't like it. Okay, that makes sense. She is somewhat quarrelsome, and she's bothered by this, and she values friendship and doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. She often feels discouraged, and she has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications. She doesn't focus on material goods, and she can handle stress. She is brave in the face of imminent danger. Ooh, Katsu, you might be a good military dwarf. She doesn't seek out excitement, and she will often... touch others when she's greeting them, so you're a COVID spreader. Good to know. She rolls her eyes when she's annoyed, and she needs alcohol to get through the Viking day. Viking day? What am I saying? She personally greatly respects shrewd and guileful, guileful, and she values loyalty and doesn't think one way or another about leisure time. This game's teaching me about the English language in a way that scares the crap out of me. He is 54 years old. This is Stone, born on the 15th of Opal near 154. He has very long sideburns and they're braided, and his long mustache is arranged in double braids. His brass eyes are slightly wide set, and his hair is auburn, and his skin is raw umber. So they all have raw umber skin from the looks of things. Very strong, like zinc brown zircon, muskox horn, and elephant seal tooth. And the color accrue. I don't think I've ever seen elephant seals. I've seen seals. Never elephant seals. Haven't gotten a link for the web class yet? RIP. On future dev plans. Honestly, my goal for the stream tomorrow is just to maybe talk about some more specific niche Dwarf Fortress things that don't normally get covered in interviews. Because I probably have a more hardcore audience than most YouTube channels that are interviewing Toady. Honestly, to me, something that really interests me about his work is how he critiques other game design. Is something like I'd like to hear Toady review a modern video game. You know, and like even in the no clip video, he references things like, oh, well, you know, if I want to go shoot giant metal dinosaurs in Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm going to go shoot giant metal dinosaurs. But like, I want to know what he thinks of Caves of Cud and how they do things. You know? But their eyes are all, their eyes very, yeah. I mean, it varies civ by civ and world to world, right? Anyway, Stone is very friendly individual and tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions. He can handle stress and he likes a little excitement now and again. Also would be good in the military. It doesn't say anything about empathy, but finds obligations confining and is conflicted by this for more than one reason. He doesn't often feel envious of others and he has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications. He is slow to trust others and he tends to be passive in discussions. He tends to hang on to grievances and he exhales sharply when he becomes exasperated. 2 more. Lou. He is 88 years old, born on the 19th of Opal in 480. I am my best under pressure, he says. His sideburns are clean shaven, his very long mustache is arranged in double braids. His raw umber skin is wrinkled, and his hair is chocolate, with flecks of gray, and his eyes are aquamarine. That's a new one. He's quite quick to heal and strong. Dreams of attaining rank in society. I don't think I've ever actually seen that before. I've seen dreams of ruling the world, dreams of seeing the great natural places of nature, but I've never actually seen dreams of attaining a rank in society. Personally, does not really value skills related to fighting. Raw umber this, raw umber that. What does raw umber even look like? I need to Google it. I like how I Google raw umber and I just... The third thing that pops up is just Dwarf Fortress Wiki. But that's probably because of my recent Googles. Gogless searches. Okay, so it's like a darkish brown. Okay. Burnt orange. I mean, I wouldn't call this burnt orange. Chat, would you call that burnt orange? Hold on. Would you call that burnt orange? Also, this is a wide variation in color. There we go. Raw umber, burnt umber. So like that's brown. That's burnt umber. That looks like burnt orange. Raw umber is like, I don't know. It looks like parchment paper. But anyway, he is unbelievably stubborn and will stick with even the most futile action once his mind is made up. He is rarely jealous and very ambitious and always looking for a way to better his situation. I think that we want to make this dwarf king. Or some sort of high-ranking baron. I mean, I did that first. This is interesting. He dislikes the natural world. He's moved by art and beauty, and he is troubled by this since he dislikes the natural world. He can handle stress and generally acts with a narrow focus on a current activity. He isn't particularly curious about the world and exhales sharply when he's angry. He needs alcohol to get through the working day and likes working outdoors, even though he grumbles mildly at bad weather. So, number 1, solid mental state dwarf. Dreams of attaining a rank in society. A little too specific. Isn't everything in Dwarf Fortress a little too specific? Okay, so Eripterus. She is 70 years old, born on the 8th of Opal in the year 498. Her teeth are tangled and she has very low cheekbones. She has an angular chin and her hair is clean shaven. Her nose is extremely short and her slightly flattened short ears are somewhat narrow. She is very strong and rarely sick and quick to heal. She likes koboldite bronze and red beryl. Rami fabric and maces and amulets and giant axe blades and cats for their aloofness. She personally dreams of becoming a crazy cat lady, and she personally thinks that working hard is an object idiocy and finds Friendship burdensome. Sees war as a useful means to an end and dreams of mastering a skill. She is frequently depressed. she is definitely a crazy cat lady. Holy shit. She is always tense and jittery, and she is quick to form tenuous emotional bonds with others. She is curious and eager to learn, and she finds helping others emotionally rewarding. Love how we're all just putting color codes into chat now. Rather by hex rather than words. Does anybody actually know color hex codes well enough that they can look at the hex code and know what it is? She's confident. She's quite confident with her abilities when undertaking specific ventures. She occasionally overindulges, and she tends to think before acting. She tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects, and her hands begin moving when she's exasperated. So she does jazz hands when she's exasperated. Good to know. She needs alcohol to get through the working day, and she likes working outdoors and only grumbles mildly at bad weather. Code? What code? I don't see code. I just see blonde brunette. Yeah, and they also straight up use that scene from The Matrix and the God. Anyway. Embark. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Nedad V'Dok. Probably said that wrong. There's almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. By bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before the winter entombs you. But it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the leopards get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here, at this place, Mesbedok Fur. Why can't I read that now? Creatureacts of beasts. Strike the earth. I'm sure that the leopard testicle biscuits will be scrumptious. Boop. Well, we wanted a waterfall. I think we got a waterfall. We got several, maybe even. I have a feeling that this waterfall would bother the ever-living hell out of Cupo, but... Whoa! That's a deep waterfall. Okay, so the reason I went for a waterfall with this fort is because chat was in love with the fort that I did for charity briefly, which was a waterfall fort. And so I was just like, you know what? Let's do another waterfall fort. I have no idea. I'd have to Google it. All right, so mirthful biome. So everything's we got ourselves feather trees, willows, more willows, alder, birch. Never realized that birch had white trunks in the game. That's interesting. This is deep ass trench. What's that? There's minerals here that I'm not used to seeing. Gypsum. Ooh. Salt rock, which means we can make a Twitch chat wall. More gypsum. Sylvite. Gems. Okay. Seeing more gems. Diorite. Got river otters, carps, stingrays, alligators. Yeah, see, I never use Photoshop, so I never look at that sort of stuff. So I would have no idea what that would look like just by looking at it. Also, not hard at all to redirect this creek, or not even fully redirect it, but partially redirect it over to here. Not hard at all to do that. So now we get to decide where we're going to build. As a waterfall on the rock like that? Man, there is a lot of fish right there. That's quite the fall though. Be enough to kill anything. There's gonna be a lot of dead animals at the bottom of that at some point soon. But we got plenty of nuts that we can totally go harvest, which is gonna be lovely. So the first thing we need to do is figure out who's gonna be... Well, actually, hold on. Who's our expedition leader? Katsu's our expedition leader. Really? I was expecting to be low. You like picks and weapon racks. We're gonna give you mining. How do I want to build this fort? There is an aquifer, so let's see if I can figure out where the aquifer is. It's not giving me any hints. God dang it, game. Oh, that's chop down trees. That's because I was in the wrong menu. There it is. It's on layer 4. So the question is... Stone dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. You know what, Stone? Do you like any kind of wood? Do you like crossbows? And goats for their eating habits. How about Stone Hobo? You dream of creating a great work of art. You like silk leggings. Spider silk as well. Man of culture, I see. Maces, amulets, and giant axe blades. I don't really have any dwarves that like wood. You like bone, tin, crossbows, again, mini forges. Goats for their tin cans. I'll eat anything that happens to be in front of me. Wait, they actually eat tin cans? What? Oh well, we'll give it to Lou. Well, Katsu's got mining. You know what? I'll give it to Holgast, but I'm gonna pre-give Holgast a secondary gig of siege engineering. Because you like ballistas. Also, let's make a zone over here. Celine Dion. Why Celine Dion specifically? All right, and then this is going to just be, no, not a hospital. A place for all of our animals. For right now. Because I brought a lot of them. I mean, not the pigs, though. Everything else. Why is that? Is it like a fetish of yours or something? Getting people to say Celine Dion. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just kind of curious, to be honest. You know what my favorite Twitch gimmick was? There was a person who used to come by my stream, and all he would say is "dope hair, dude." And his name was Dope Hair Dude. Trying to make it into a meme. Good luck. Although if you make it into a meme, maybe you can get Celine Dion to stream. How do I want to do this? Dope hair dude. Do you remember dope hair dude, or are you just saying that? I'm trying to think what kind of fort I want to build. It's been a while since I've done a pit fort. Could do like kind of an open pit fort design. The glass drawbridge. I need sand for that, so I'm not going to promise shit. And I haven't seen any sand, so don't get your hopes up. Also, this isn't just Honey Stoker fan fiction, okay? You don't think that'll work? Memes are natural? Yeah, the good memes are just something that happen over time. Like me and my stupid skulls. You're doing your best, working your hardest, like no one ever was. I always see the fish in the water and immediately panic, thinking that's my dwarf in the water. Do you ever do that, chat? You just like immediately panic, going, "Oh god, my dwarves are dying!" No, okay, it's fine. No need to panic yet. Can we panic now? No, you change fish to a different tile. I'll do what I wanna. Okay, let's just... These might even just be temporary for right now. Go, dwarves. Start building some floors. Like a smiley face so that you don't panic. Anybody else see that screenshot of like person who set giant sponges to literally just be SpongeBob? Because I saw that screenshot floating around Reddit and it made me smile. Yeah, we're going to do a pit fort. It's been a while since I've done a pit fort. Although doing a pit fort might actually be difficult with the light aquifer. So I don't know. Right now I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to build kind of with this water kind of flowing around me like this, or if I want to build on that top side of the hill. You can have Masterwork biscuits and people will say, wow, these biscuits look amazing, and then forget about it a week later. Yes. And they won't get mad if somebody sells them. Or destroys them, rather. And float above the whole thing. Well, I mean, I could build out this way into here. And then have like a weird structure going down through. Well, actually, so what I could do is I could dig down through the top side and then build a structure going up. A fortqueduct? You know? So something I could do is we could go up here to the top side, right? We could dig down to here, right? And then dig out through here and then build a staircase tower going up. And then have a couple bridges kind of going out here. Maybe like 3, 1 to each corner. And that could be the entrance to our fort. Once again, I haven't seen sand anywhere, so... Unless there's sand here that I'm unfamiliar with, I ain't doing glass. You know, there's just clay. So stop suggesting glass, because I'm not doing glass unless I find sand. Yeah, just loam. Making a 4th stream? I mean, I could easily reroute the river over here to up here. Well... like I said, I'm not going to promise anything until I find it. That's all I'm trying to say. Just like I'm not going to promise people tamed unicorns until I find out whether or not I have unicorns. Because everyone's always like, people just like jizz their pants asking for unicorns. And I'm like, I don't know if I have them, so stop freaking out, okay? Also, I'm just going to... drain these out. Drain that out. Did I just see what I thought I saw? That was fast. How did that even happen? Steep banks indeed. Off to a good start, chat. Lou! Fitting. Lou has assumed the position of expedition leader of the remarkable dike. Well, I mean, I was looking at those and saying, like, man, I don't want those little puddles there. So let's drain these out and then, you know, let's just... No, don't chop down trees. Cancel that. There you go. All right. Well, fuck. Do you want to craft a master? Yeah, you want to master a skill. So, you know what? We'll make you our mason. And let's give stoned hobo mining, I guess. I think I have 2 picks. I hope I have 2 picks. Just as blind feared. I mean, I don't know. I think this is kind of fitting. Personally. So I wouldn't say I feared this. I do think it's kind of fitting, though. I wouldn't say it was a fear, but it was a legitimate concern. Okay, let's see where the actual... That's fine. I think it's just the 1Z level worth of, those are upstairs. Come on up downstairs. Don't hit the wrong button, streamer. Streamer hit the wrong button. Let's just get those done first. It's a light aquifer, so it shouldn't be a problem. I love the fact that it's canceling everything constantly, which is just annoying as sin. Come on. There we go. There we go. Perfect. It's just the one layer, so easy peasy. We'll just chuck wood walls in it for right now. And the game saves. No, here's the thing. They weren't chopping trees. They channeled a piece of road and not road, wall. And then the splash of the trees rushing out swept them down. Or no, they ran down into the channel as the water filled it in. That's what happened. It wasn't a tree coming down and hitting them. They weren't chopping trees. Oh, that's what you're doing? Oh, yeah, well. You're going to be making beds soon. Here's the thing. They don't know that our expedition leader is dead yet. He's just strangely missing. It's weird, in fact. Just oddly missing. The unfortunate thing, however, is the fact that we, you know, won't have an extra pick for a while. That's the unfortunate thing. They knew enough to the point. Well, yeah, I was missing for a month. If Billy Joe Bob Bossman #1 vanishes for a month, you're going to replace the guy. Still wonder where he went, though. And for all they know, he just left. That's very yellow rock. Yeah, we need to do some fun things with water here, I think. See, normally I would carve windows out into this. Stoned Hobo's my mod. What? Why is that a lull? It's literally my head mod, dude. So it looked like a space. I'm confused. I didn't put an underscore in his name in the game, so I don't know what you're on about. I wasn't planning on doing that. Why? I kind of didn't want to post twice about the same thing. Kind of figured it would be spammy. I don't know. The things I consider to be kind of spammy are things a lot of people don't really consider to be spammy, apparently. So I'm thinking kind of the entryway to this fort. Tomorrow, at least. I mean, I could just post it now if you want. Or heck, you could post it if you want. Don't really want dwarves to go, like, you know, get swept away by that waterfall. And we're going to need to have an above-ground paddock. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do for our entryway. Because I kind of want to get beds down there first. Yeah, I don't know. I'm way too used to like subreddits getting mad at me for spamming. So I just kind of, I don't know. Try not to post too much about the same thing too often. Or duplicate post things as best I can. I get flashbacks from /r/PC gaming. So that's going to be our entryway. Except the entryway is actually going to be a constructed stairwell that's out here that goes all the way up. And then has bridges that go this way, and that way. So I can just pull a lever and seal it off if I need to. Let's get ourselves a carpenter shop. We'll move it down. And a mason shop. Or I can post it tonight after stream if you want. Or I could get B-Leg to post it. It's like that at work. All of a sudden, I haven't seen Bob for a while, and then I'm like, oh, Bob isn't with us anymore, and it feels like they died. Yeah, right? Until they realized Bob got his butt fired. Yeah, no, totally. I had that happen, like, at my old job because, Kibbs, I worked nights, right? So if I wouldn't see somebody working the night shift on the weekend for ages. I was like, I guess maybe they changed their availability or something. And then I'd realize, oh, they quit 6 months ago. Because they'd show up on the night shift or something. I'll be like, oh, long time no see. And they'll be like, yeah, I quit. And I'll be like, oh. No, don't remove it. S instead of D. Oh, B-Lug wants us to post the interview announcement video on the subreddit. I don't know when I become a problem. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what the where the line is for that sort of stuff. But do me a favor. In the description of the video, there's a time and date link. Put that link in a comment. Or I can do that if you want. The outpost liaison has arrived, which ain't super helpful, actually. Especially because they're unable to even... well, I don't have trade goods. You become a problem to society when you do inappropriate things around school grounds. I don't know. According, like, a lot of gaming subreddits drive me nuts, right? Because I post something that's interesting or relevant, or get a friend to post something of mine that's useful to the subreddit, and then they get banned from the subreddit for posting other people's for posting content, and then Mandalore Gaming uploads a video and it gets 10,000 upvotes. It's kind of like, favorites much? The fuck? So I don't know. Imagine every Fortnite streamer posting a notification. Yeah, sure, I guess. I guess in a world where there's really only like maybe a dozen of us that are super active in the DF realms. I guess that does make sense. So call Nilot. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. There is much to share and information has been added to your civilization world info. What do you have of our merchants? Please bring me metal for the love of Christ. Bronze. Steel. Iron. That's basically it. Mind, hello, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Well, we have finalized the import agreement. Feel free to look over the documents. Let's discuss what we're willing to offer for your craft store ship. Well, we have finalized the export agreement. I want spears, rings, tools, splints, prepared meals, leather, water skins, scepters, amulets, fish, hand hides, and windows. I know it's sacrilegious, but I might actually fish in this fort. Lo, I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Strange. What happened to your 7th dwarf? Playing a bit of Kenshi. Oh, that's good. You've been super busy recently? Oh, you know, doing my best to hang in there, survive, taking things one day at a time right now still. You, Krug, whoever. Really? Good luck stopping people from posting Krug Smash videos. I think that, like, I don't know. Generally, the way most subreddits deal with it is they have, like, favorites that they allow, stuff like that. So it's like PC gaming. If it's a Quill 18 thing, it's probably fine. If it's a Seth video, it's probably fine. If it's any bigger YouTubers video, it's probably fine. But the second it's like, oh, smaller people posting their stuff, it's like, pfft. You think the time link is wrong? What? Yeah, that is wrong. How the heck did that? Well, you change it then. God dang it. Make a correct one. How the heck did I fuck that up? Apparently, I set it to UTC time, not Pacific time. I'm really, really good at time and date, apparently. I don't know. I did it at 10:30 at night last night. But you're not wrong. It is wrong. Not that anybody actually is looking at that, though, let's be honest. Yes, that is right. Time zones are hard, okay? Thank you. Fixed it. Yeah, no, my big concern is that anything that I do right now is just going to get completely overshadowed by the thing that NoClip did. Also, there's alligators down here. Man, some alligator eggs would be lovely. Seeing all the dwarves sleeping. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Just get some beds down here. Do 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 do. So now we'll actually have beds. And we'll just make that into a dormitory. Obviously temporary. I might, I'm wondering if I should change the population cap on this fort. Currently it's just set to 200. So the fortress size could balloon very quickly. I might turn it down. I don't know. We'll see how quickly we get migrants. You know what I've always wanted to find? I've always wanted to find, also chat room. Here's a thread that'd be like posted. But Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe turning down the population cap. I don't know, we'll see. And nobody wins the investments. Man, the bot's like paying everybody back for screwing everybody over earlier. You know, honestly, my only concerns about tomorrow are technical difficulties. So hopefully that don't happen, but we'll see. You know, actually, let's change this a little bit. So I know that I want to end up there. Let's do something like this. It's a little too far. What do the 4s and 5s mean? It's priority, squishy balls. So down in the bottom right of the UI, there's some blue words. There's a thing that says standard marker only, designate all, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can actually move around in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could actually make this even lower priority. 6, or let's just say 2. So currently they're digging out this whole area before they start working on this tunnel, is essentially all it means. That's all it means, squishy ball. Also, hi. Now I just have it on number 2 priority, which is fine. We're looking everywhere and trying to figure it out. Yeah, no, it's all good. Dwarf Fort has a tendency to do that to people. It's like, is that the depth? Is that the height of something? What am I looking at here? Takes a minute sometimes. The first time I accidentally changed the priority, I was staring at it going, what the heck did I do? I was so confused. And someone explained to me that it's priority, and I hit plus or minus on the numpad, and I was like, oh, okay. This all makes so much more not sense now, but... Oh, come on. There we go. Kind of like that a little bit more. But thanks for asking questions. A lot of people just kind of like, I think, watch Dwarf Fortress in silence and never like ask questions. And then they get lost and confused. And then 3 days later, they tell me that they can't understand or comprehend what I'm doing. And then I'm just like, but it's not complicated. You just gotta ask. How'd Dwarf dig? With pickaxe, you dum-dum. Although one of my favorite dumb questions I've had with Dwarf Fortress was, how do you play Dwarf Fortress? And I was like, with a keyboard and a computer, usually. Be hard to without that. And I felt like such an ass, but at the same time, glassmaker. It's not something I need right now. Although, could use me a stone detailer. Peasant. Stone detailing until I figure out what else you can do. Stone detailing until I can figure out what else you can do. Ooh, a metal crafter. Engineer. Yeah, we're gonna reset the... I'm actually just going to save. We're gonna come back to this fort in a second. I'm going to adjust some settings real quick. I'm actually gonna lock us down to a population cap of 30 for like 2 years, because I've got some ideas that I want to build, and I don't really want to get murdered to death by invasions really quickly, which will happen if I don't do this. Okay, so let's set our population cap down to 25. 205, 25. Yes, silly game. Save. Done. And refreshed. Actually, no, the person stuck around and, to my knowledge, is still learning how to play the game. So 2 traders, eh? Well, I guess... Actually, damn. Competent liar, persuader, negotiator, judge of intent, flatterer, counselor, comedian? Well, obviously, we're giving you that job, and you can also be our manager. Mistum is going to be a very busy dwarf. Oh my god, they added more stuff. Suspiciously talented? Nah, that's not too unusual. This is an axe dwarf, also a novice axe dwarf. No, they're just ex-military. Nothing too out of the ordinary. This dwarf's also a competent axe dwarf. Yeah, no, nothing weird about that. Now, if they were like a legendary flatterer, I'd be kind of concerned, but... All right, engineer, you're going to get a new side gig. Also, if anybody wants a dwarf, there's now dwarfs that are available to be dwarfed if you would like to be dwarfed by a dwarfy dwarf. Sometimes it's just fun to say the word dwarf a lot. Moderately talented, yeah. Decently not shit at their job. Certainly talented, yes. Can't calm down there. Sheesh. Sound like my 6-year-old cousin. You can be a fishery worker, you frickin' cretin. Louis Shi. Within the last season, he was angry after getting into an argument. Off to a great start, I see. He's rarely sick and tough. He is 81 years old, born on the 8th of Opal in the year 487, probably arguing about the fact that his craft is completely, totally, and utterly useless to dwarf kind. No, I named them after users, so I know who they are. I will not name one Celine Dion. Oh, I'm nothing special, says the dwarf. Personally is put off by family and doesn't feel strongly about the law. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Has no sense of vengeance or retribution and personally prefers to be alone. Finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding, and he has an active sense of humor. He is quick to anger, and he tends to think before acting. He is grateful when others help him out and tries to return favors. He's very humble, and he tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals. He can handle stress and doesn't often focus on material goods. Needs alcohol to get through the working day as any good dwarf should. Doesn't mind being outdoors now and again. Soulless raven in mind. You want a plump helmet farmer with 1/2 of a leg. That's way specific, my friend. I'll see what I can do. Mind, did you know anything specific about what you want it to be? Maybe not as specific as Delta, but until then, I'll just give Clutch something. Clutch, you can be our hunter. He is married to Lytas, the worshipper of Eclair. Actually, I haven't looked at gods at all. Eclair is a deity of the ferocious figure, most often takes the form of a male dwarf and is associated with depravity and minerals. I'll take random. Depravity and minerals, eh? 79 years old, born on the 12th of Melechite in the year 489. Sometimes I fall into that voice, and I honestly have no idea where it comes from. He is somewhat weak and very short. His sideburns are clean-shaven, and his very long mustache is neatly combed. His very long beard is neatly combed, and his long hair is tied in a ponytail. He has very low cheekbones, and his square chin is short. His broad nose is incredibly upturned, and his hair is pale brown. He personally sees competition as reasonably important, finds leisure time wasteful, and doesn't respect society that has settled into harmony without debate and strife. Sees war as a useful means to an end and doesn't particularly value skills related to fighting. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Seems like a fitting hunter. He has a strong sense of duty and prefers to be it alone, and he often feels lustful and sometimes acts with little determination and confidence. He likes little tumult and discord in day-to-day living, and he is ambitious. Oh, no, he isn't particularly ambitious. There we go. He is occasionally overindulges and acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. Yes, basically. Glaze Attack. I like that last name. Glaze Attack. All right, so mind is next. So you can be the trader. Mind! Your deity is Enun. Enun Twist, the padded trick, is a deity of the Ferocian figure, most often takes the form of a female dwarf and is associated with festivals. Oh gosh. The god of heavy metal festivals. I mean, I always go on depraved mineral-seeking binges. She is 93 years old, born on the 15th of Glen in the year 475. Has very low cheekbones and has a square chin. Her short nose is broad, and her somewhat narrow ears are short, and her very long hair is tied in a ponytail. Her eyebrows are short, and her hair is ochre with some gray. Her skin is raw umber, and her eyes are ochre. Or ochre, or however the heck you're supposed to say that. Personally disregards tradition and is not particularly does not particularly value the truth. Dreams of crafting masterwork someday. She doesn't generally think before acting, and she dislikes obligations and will try to avoid being bound by them. She is conflicted by this for more than one reason. She can be very single-minded, and she forms only fleeting, rare emotional bonds with others. She is sloppy in her living space, and she prefers everyone gets along. And she prefers that everyone bonds with others. Interesting. That everyone live as harmoniously as possible. There we go. I was screwing up my lines. She has a calm demeanor, and she generally is quite confident in her abilities when undertaking specific ventures. She isn't given to flights of fancy, and she tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day, as any good dwarf should. And you're a farmer. Okay, well, we'll let you do that. Bicod. Who else wanted a dwarf? Soulless Raven. You can be our Aerith. Soulless Raven. He is married to Mistim and is a faithful worshipper of Itur, which was Gusable, the Copper Canyon, a deity of the ferocious figure. Itur most often takes the form of a male dwarf and is associated with mountains. Good dwarven god, I think. Personally does not respect the law and finds the pursuit of skill mastery off-putting. He is bashful and given to flights of fancy. He's conflicted. He's very polite and observes the proper rules of decorum, and he is rarely happy or enthusiastic and conflicted by this since he values parties. He's quick to form emotional opinions, likes to brawl, is moved by art and natural beauty, and he's troubled by this. He's assertive and quick to anger and acts with compassion and is slow to trust others. Also, that soulless is 1L, not 2L. I screwed that up. There we go. Perfect. You're good. Dwarfs can get back to work. Problem is, I only have one pick, so work's going to be slow. What good thing we can get back to it. Peasant. Oh, right, yeah, that was because you fell. So now, there ain't too much I can do. Except put a mason shop down here and just start working on blocks. I have one mason right now, but let's grab a second one. There you go. That can be our second mason. We'll get this masonry shop down here just working on blocks so we can start working on the upper walls and stuff that we're going to need for the base. Yeah, I tend to like my Dwarf Fortress starts to my forts to be much slower than the default game makes them. Like the default game, like, increases the population at kind of an alarming rate at times. I like it to be much more gradual. Like, far more gradual. So here's kind of what I'm gonna start doing. I mean, I could just bring the actual diorite up and give the other dwarves something to do. A little crappy to do it that way, but... Also, we already have a fishery worker. Might as well make us a bucket. Well... currently we don't have any buckets, although I can also make a few crutches. A few splints. Need a few things, actually. A few step ladders. Barrels, don't really need those yet. You know, since we're gonna be doing a beast tamers fort, we should probably start working on cages as well. Yo, Bastet, how's things? We are working on a new fort. I really hope there isn't a second dwarf down there. Nope, but something just fell. Hope it wasn't anything important, dwarves. But something just fell. How deep? I want to say it's 1Z level, isn't it? Somebody know for certain on that about how deep a well can go? That's an ad. That's unfortunate. Bastet, I hope you're feeling better. It's more than 1Z level? I always thought it was just 1Z level that wells could go. But I guess the more you know. But then again, I've never really had to build anything further than that, so. Interesting. Huh. So they just go as far down as they need to go. I just learned something about wells. I always just kind of assumed they could only go down 1Z level for some reason. Also, I forget how dramatic this soundtrack is. I'm mad that it autoplayed. What's a soundtrack we could play that would fit DF? This is one I've never thought about before. Total War Medieval 2. Did you know that Total War Medieval 2's soundtrack is 4.5 hours long? Should be fine, I would think. Yeah, and you're also our expedition leader now. I think you were here when you became expedition leader, so still expedition leader, still alive. We've had a migrant wave. Everything is going according to your plan. It's 10 LP long? I mean, I guess if you were to get it in LP format. Okay, this is making me super fucking nervous. But there's only 1Z level of water there, so it should be fine. How about I put a diorite block piece of flooring right there. You know, I know dwarves have pretty good balance in general, but God, it makes me nervous when they're just like running along the edge of that. Do you have a dwarf? Not unless you requested one without being here, because this is a brand new fort. What kind of dwarf would you like? We have a free metal crafter, a free glass maker, a free manager, and 2 peasants. It's all fun and games until a tree comes down, which is part of the reason why I'm putting these walls up. Until someone screams, "Dodge!" Best part of Dragon Ball. Speaking of Dragon Ball, how's that tumbling coming? Not that that has anything to do even remotely with Dragon Ball. That can be the manager corner back here. So I should definitely do something with water power here. The question is, do I do the water power down here? Or all the way up at the top? I think we do it down here. Like, I think we dig out here and use this to power stuff. Like, just use the natural river instead of, like, redirecting anything. Maybe even, like, over here. Over here and then up there. We turn all into water power. Although... yeah, it is actually deep enough that they would literally have to climb down that flat wall, which might not even stop them. They might come in that way. And I'm thinking, like, is there any way that we can get this corpse out of here? Like, if I dig underneath here and channel up, and have a door that I can use as an airlock? Maybe. Maybe. Also, give it a minute. We'll see what our stocks are. So what do you guys think? Do we put a roof on this? Yes or no? For this little bridge thing that I'm building right here. Do I build up and around and build a bridge on it or not? Because I'm going to put walls on it for sure. For safety's sake, of course. That or we could put doors up. That could be kind of cool. They do complain, but we're in a savanna, so it's pretty warm. Chance of rain is unlikely. How many active enemies do we have? Just goblins. Currently. Yeah, I don't know about Kias. I haven't seen any Kias yet. I don't know how active Kias are in this kind of biome. Chance of languor? No idea. What even do we have around? Yeah, it's just barn owl. Oh, Katsu's ghost. Ah! That was quick. Oh, I was about to make a craft store shop so that we can make a slab. Yeah, we could do tube drawbridges. Yep, there's lots and lots and lots of carps at the bottom of the waterfall. Can't wait for them to jump out and eat us. I'm hunting you. You're indeed hunting me. Man, friend of mine, Disnov, has been streaming for almost 25 hours. That's absurd, my dude. Absolutely fucking absurd. This is coming from me, too. Let's just pre-make a couple slabs. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do drawbridges. Yeah, we'll do it this way. I'm going to put the drawbridges onto the floor. I'm not going to put... I'm not going to just go with bridges. So there'll be kind of like a platform underneath them, but they'll like fold up underneath it. You'd be comforted? Why would you be comforted? Let's just pick all the plants. We'd also set up surface farming. Let's set up some surface farming. Well, we'll set up farms right here. Kind of up at the top area. I don't know if ghosts existing in real life would necessarily comfort me, but I don't think they'd really bother me much, because if they existed in the way our world is right now, then they obviously don't do much. But luckily they don't, so shrug. Honestly, it's the living people that scare me much more. Joopy, hello, it's good to see you. Ooh, honeybee. There are bees in this fortress. My dwarf is thirsty. Question is, where do I put the slabs? You know what, we'll just put the slab up here. Oh, no, I need a craft dwarf shop first. You were thinking about damming the river? Have you ever actually tried to dam a river in Dwarf Fortress? Serious question. It's not easy. Alright, stone. Just for irony's sake, you can be a stone crafter. So yeah, just dam the river, Fivehead. Yeah, right? Clenode? I've tried on many an occasion to just dam the, in quotes, just dam the river. Turns out it's, harder than it sounds. You saw me drain an ocean? Yes. And? I didn't dam the ocean, I drained an ocean. There's a big difference here. We're not talking about damming oceans. We're talking about draining oceans. Two very different things. Okay. That's way too big. Why am I making a farm plot so big? There we go. Pretty sure I got farmers. Pretty sure. Actually, I'm not sure. Do I have farmers? Alrighty, Lo. Here's your job. You can go do farming fields. I like big plots and I cannot lie. Those other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing, I'm done. Sorry, it's like a natural response to liking big, insert anything here, and cannot lie. I realize I could have just hit P, god damn it. Making a seed stockpile. The funniest thing about that song to me, though, is it's not true in my game. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Plump helmets, and then you can be plump helmets. Plump helmets. Pigtails. And pigtails. Cyclone, hello. How are you? There we go. We has a memorial, which will probably get knocked over sooner rather than later, but... Well, Katsu, who I think is still listed as missing. Yeah, oh no, maybe they've found her? Nope, still don't know where she is. They know that they're deceased because there's a ghost haunting them, but they still don't know where she is. That's impressive, actually. That is impressive. Send in a rescue diver. I am like kind of forming up a plan in my head of how I could do it using doors as like methods of getting back there, but we'll see. Well, you're no longer a ghost, so sorry. If that was your life's goal to be a ghost, yeah, I have a sorry story to break to you. I've got a neat idea, by the way, chat. I haven't really been explaining too much of what my idea is, but my idea is pretty simple, right? Dig out to here, and then dig out into the middle of this and build a little platform in the middle here. Then a stairway that goes all the way up to the center of this, right? And then fill this thing up once it's fully sealed with walls, and this will actually be the entry and exit to our fort. And then maybe stairway that goes a little higher up, maybe up to about here, and then we can have drawbridges that come down that attach to outside areas. Or even better, do it down here. trying to think about... I mean, another thing I could do, which would be super silly, would be just fill the whole thing up with drawbridges. I mean, I have no idea what my defense is going to be. Oh, you know what we could actually do? We could have an alternate entryway that's like over here. That goes all the way down into underneath the river, like maybe down here, and then we just drown them. Like that's, you know, honestly something we could totally do. But yeah, that's kind of the plan currently. Hopefully we can do something cool with this. Hopefully. Keyword here is hopefully. I don't understand how people have so many problems with updating their computer. It's like, I feel like it's maybe once or twice a week some streamer that I know will just like put out a tweet saying, don't know when I'll stream next because my computer's stuck updating. It's like, how did you manage that? Like, I don't know. It just boggles my mind. But it's like a recurring issue enough that I must just be blessed with the luck of the gods because I don't know how I'm like the only person on earth that doesn't have problems updating their OS. Also kitchen. Don't cook plump helmet spawn. Also this right here needs to be filled in a little bit. All right. And all right, there we go. Gonna make me slightly less nervous now. I don't think I've ever seen cancels fertilize needs potash. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, no, like I know a few people who do that. And like I don't want to just accuse people of just like willingly not updating things, but it's almost like if you just update, like my ex used to be like this. She would always like put off updating her laptop as long as fucking possible. Like she'd wait maybe even years before updating her OS. And then she'd update her OS and it would take like 3 days and she'd be really mad for a few days. Meanwhile, I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I pulled an update last week and 2 weeks before that and a week before that. And you know, it just updates when I shut my computer off and then I turn it back on and it's fine. I mean, did DOS get updates from the internet? I've literally never used a DOS machine outside of like virtual machines. Sorry, I'm a child. Well, actually, that's not true. I have used DOS machines, but not when they were new. When you require a fix or a feature with the current live thing, fair enough. I don't know. I'm generally the person who signs up for whatever the early access to new features version of whatever thing I'm doing is. Like, I think it's called the Windows Insider program I was in for a really long time. I never had problems. And they're just like, this is the early version of like new versions, like you're basically testing for us. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, never had a problem. You came into a computer? Like, I mean, I hope you cleaned up after yourself. Like, why don't you just use a sock like the rest? Sorry. That's Sorry, I'm like a child sometimes. I had a Windows 3.11 computer briefly. Oh god, I don't even want to think about that, Lucy. I'm sorry I brought this up. That said, I did a big update on your laptop and it got stuck in this infinite restarting screen with subsequent update an hour later. Really? Huh. Interesting, Clina. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll certainly have, like, updates break my audio setup, but I expect that because I've got a weird audio setup. Like, if you've got a super specific weird audio setup with digital audio cables and audio being routed into different places, of course updates are gonna break your shit. You could have phrased that better. You could have, which is why, like, I saw it and just knew I had to run with it. And, you know, I'm not even sorry. Diablo and Subspace. Really? Yeah, I guess Diablo was 95, wasn't it? My first non-Mac computer was a Windows 95 computer. And the first game I got for it was called Roll Cage, which was the coolest fucking shit ever. And still kind of is. And then the original developers put a new studio together and made a game called Grip, which is on Steam. Was in early access for a really long time. It's out of early access now, and that game's great. I'm force powered down. Yeah, no, that's generally how it goes. Usually force powered down fixes those sorts of issues, and at least in my case, tends to. Actually, you know what? Let's wait on that until the outer wall is done. So I'm thinking about building individual platforms all the way up in the middle of this. Maybe like every other Z level will build a platform. Also, we're like immediately going to have well water. So I'm trying to think where else I want to, how else I want to build down here. Because I've kind of got this little entryway, which I'm quite happy with right now. You never heard of it? Roll Cage 1, the source code is available. The studio released the source code. So you can actually just play Roll Cage 1 for free, and there's a group on Steam called like Roll Cage Online Community, and there's like 500 people in it, and every Saturday they play online through Hamachi. But now every Saturday and they play that through Hamachi, and every Sunday they play Grip. But if you like just super fast-paced racers, Roll Cage and Grip, fucking great. Like, super nostalgia heavy for me, but so I don't know how much of it is just rose-tinted glasses, but I'm trying to think. Where I want to do what where. I hate my humor sometimes because I get mad at myself for making such horrendous jokes. But sometimes I like my humor. Actually, let's try this. I want to try something. But here's the thing. Can I get over there? You know what's gonna end up happening? I'm gonna run out of alcohol. That's what's gonna happen, is I'm gonna run out of alcohol. You like Most Wanted? Like as in Need for Speed Most Wanted? I really liked hovercraft racing games and like super duper duper high speed racing games. Those were kind of my jam when I was younger. Was extremely high octane, fast paced racing games. I know I don't see well enough to really play them much, but so I don't ever play them in multiplayer, but Wipeout was neat. Oh God, what was that game that's like Wipeout that's on Steam? There's a game that's very similar to Wipeout that's on Steam that's really good, and I can't remember the name of it now. We get some donkey milk. We don't have donkeys, so that would be mighty difficult. You really like Daytona USA? I've never actually played Daytona, but I've played arcade games in arcades next to Daytona, and all I remember is hearing Daytona really loudly constantly. That's all I remember about Daytona USA is just some bloke screaming Daytona real goddamn loud. And you know what? I kind of miss it. Gonna make me rock great because they are great. I don't know if I can actually do this. I've never tried to build stuff underneath a waterfall before, but you know, fuck it. Bay life. Let's see what we can do. All right, it needs to be great. Oh God, please don't fall. Well, content being near a waterfall. Horrified, reliving being haunted by the dead. I'm sorry. All right. Well, so far so good. Chat, favorite arcade game? Rush 2049. Just regular old Rush 2049. I got so good at that game on BC Ferries that I, actually, hold on. Lucy, I got a game for you. If you like Rush 2049. So the guys who, one of the original designers of Rush 2049 and Rush 2049 The Rock went on and made a game called Nitronic Rush. And then after which was a free game. And then after that, they made a free game called Distance. Or not a free game, a proper full version of that game called Distance, which is on Steam. So if you like Rush 2049 and you like that kind of, oh, I can steer in midair type game, Distance is incredible. Also, it's so fucking meditative. It's great. Distance is awesome. Bubble Bobble? Bubble Bobble! Bubble Bobble is classic. I've spent an insultingly large amount of money. Like, I'm mad at myself for how much money I've spent on Gauntlet Legends. Alright, so I need a still. So we can be still alive. Alright, who's, Stone, you've got no job. But now you do. You're going to be our brewer. Brewer? I don't even know her. There you go. Did you have no money for a while, Harold? Yeah, I played the original Gauntlet, but I liked Gauntlet Legends more. I think it's just because it was new and pretty looking. So they're probably just going to mass spam cancel this, yeah? No, not so far. Let's get this refuse out of here. Okay, so you grab the grate. Let's unforbid that. There's water in the way. See if you can do this. No. Site submerged. Well. Did you have a dwarf? You asked if you had a dwarf, and I said no, you didn't have a dwarf. And then I asked if you wanted a dwarf and what kind of dwarf you wanted, and then you never responded. So something I'm kind of considering doing is just quickly whipping up 2 pumps. No, that's not what I wanted. Why did I make those out of wood? I'm a dumb. Is just quickly whipping up 2 pumps. Female, please. That's not a request, but I know that you want a female dwarf. It's just a... Yeah, you can be the glassmaker who has no other job. She feels euphoric due to inebriation and doesn't feel anything after sleeping without a proper room. That's good. She's indefatigable, quick to heal. Very strong. Short eyebrows that are incredibly high, and she has very low cheekbones. She has a recessed square chin, and her clear voice is and she has a clear voice, and her very short hair is neatly combed. She personally respects power and is somewhat put off by commerce and doesn't particularly value loyalty. She very rarely develops positive feelings towards things, and she is sloppy with her living space. She is not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments, and rarely develops positive sentiments. She has a sense of duty and she has a calm demeanor. She generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. So I think what I'm going to do here we're going to make 3 enormous wooden corkscrews and 3 pipes. And I'm going to channel over there. Although, except I'm going to try and make this look like an actual, like, kind of natural dry river bed. And we're going to pump water out of the river. And then down this hillside. And then I'm going to assign 3 dwarves to pumping, and then we can pump it louder, and then try and build those grates. Accepting the dislikes loyalty. You're a very loyal dwarf in real life. And Soulless Raven. Yes. Or else give me a mechanical and pump operator. Nope, it's raining. Dwarves are upset, probably. So do you guys think that we'll be able to pump enough water out of this river with 3 pump stacks to be able to get it out of there? I hope so. So this is a freaking great soundtrack. Damn. It's also fully timestamped and everything. There's a lot in here. I haven't played Medieval Total War 2 in a very long time. I think I may have played Rome 1 more recently. I think I've played Shogun, the very first one, more recently. I mean, I don't want it to be safe. I just want to be able to get those grates constructed. That's all I care about. Because I'm thinking about making this quite literally the entryway to the fort. They have to walk through the waterfall to get into the fort. It's been a while since I've tried to do dumb things like this. That's a lot of cancellation. I mean, I don't care if there's a lot of cancellation, as long as it gets done. All right, so also this would be a real good way to strengthen up some dwarves. You're scarred from aquifers? Yeah, I don't blame you. Actually, the thing that I'm really worried about is that dwarves are going to run into the river. Also, holy crap, bunny rabbits breed quickly. Wow, that's a lot of bunnies. Actually, for those of you out there who are scarred by aquifers, what do you think of the light aquifers? I think they're actually reasonable now. Better designate the traffic zone? Yeah, probably not a bad idea. Always forget what menu it's in. I'm not too worried about the dry riverbed that we're going to be pumping into, because they'll just get pumped down the side of the hill and then they can leave. Oh yeah, no, I know it's OBO. I just always forget the first time. I always think it's in the other menu for some reason, and then I remember where it's actually supposed to be. It's in the designations menu. It's designations, orders, and then R. OBO is for forbid, block, and yada yada. So I should actually forbid all these logs after I do this. Because if I actually do pump it fast enough to drain the river a little bit, and it goes below number 7, the dwarves will try and pass through. Oh, you embark on mountains? You like them dry mountains with no water anyway, right? Yeah, screw it. Just don't go to any of this area. I can just do this way. This is much easier. I always forget that this works this way. Okay. Let's just try and keep this from being ran through. Okay, and then D, B, F. All right, should be good now. Needs blocks. I love it when I see somebody quoting a tweet and the tweet that they're quoting is deleted. For some reason, that just amuses the ever-living hell out of me. There we go. Pumps from the west. Now we wait. I saw bees. Oh, barn owls. Barn owls are beautiful in real life. Like, absolutely goddamn beautiful. It would be really fun if we could actually pump enough water here that we could redirect the river temporarily so we could do construction down on the bottom. Uh-oh, that's a problem. So I designated a dwarf to do brewing, but then forgot to, you know, actually tell them to brew. Whoops. That's a problem. It's okay. We'll sort it out in a jiffy, dwarves. Please don't have pure panic attacks, just mild ones. Also, I'm going to assign this as a fishing zone. Because I know for a fact there's actually fish in there. Unlike the little frickin' swamps that you're fishing in. Although I should totally have fish. Okay, let's not put seeds in here. Let's put everything else in there. All other foods in there. So that they don't rot. There we go. And barrel wood, 10. Let's pump, pump, pump. Stone, you can do pump operating. That's a cat. You're my manager. You can do pump operating. Quatch, you can do pump operating. There we go. After you're done hunting. Actually, you know what? Cancel that. Cancel that. I need to widen this hole. Also, maybe cancel the middle one too. As always, too effective. I'm seeing combat. I'm really hoping that's just the hunting. A conniption fit? Why would yours have a conniption fit? Oh, because of lack of alcohol? Nah, you'll be okay. I always forget how absurdly over-effective pumps are. Dwarven engineering is truly a wonder. Yeah, it's fine. How deep is that? Oh, that's not even that deep. That's fine. Do we have sunberries? Are they a ground plant or a sky plant? I don't even know. Purple amaranths. Celery. White mullet. Fisherberries. Yeah, I have no idea how to find those. I don't think I've ever actually seen sunberries in game. Also, I realized I could totally just power these, but... Okay, let's see if we can unsuspend that. And if a dwarf will go do it. I'm just expecting to see a dwarf corpse go, splat. Fuck. I might need to make 2 or 3 more. Apparently they're canceling hunt due to having no copper bolts. Well. Come on, dwarves. Try and do this. What up, ultra nerds? Not a whole lot. How's things? Screw it. Yes, that's 1 done. So we're pumping water down the side of the mountain. Which seems to be working quite well currently. I'm trying to make put rock grates in down here. Although I think if I do that, I'm almost convinced those are just going to fall. So instead of doing that, let's put those on the wall. That's blocked by water currently. Really? Weird. Oh, I see, because you haven't actually been built yet. Some wonderfully disturbing fiction. Of what sort, if I might ask? Elves want to trade. I'm not too interested in trading currently. Cool, we have alcohol again. Good shit. Come on, Dwarf. You can put that... Oh, you didn't just fall, did you? Nope. Okay. We did it. Okay, that canceled. Cancels give water need empty bucket. Wood bucket. 10. Oh my god, the waterfall just stopped. Oh, I know why it's canceling now. Water source vanished. That's always a good reason to canceling drinking. It's because your water source vanished. But yeah, I'm trying to build through a waterfall right now, is what I'm trying to do. It's not, maybe not the safest construction job I've ever done, but dwarves don't listen to OSHA. Come on. Don't be silly. OSHA can't stop in dwarven ingenuity. Okay, I need 2 more rock grates. Rock grate. 2. I haven't heard of it, but sometimes disturbing fiction is some of the best. Okay, we still got alcohol, so we're okay. Let's make this into a dining room. Or make that into a meeting hall, maybe. Couldn't find the H key for some reason. I'm actually kind of shocked none of these dwarves have fallen down here. Let's just suspend those blocks because I need grates to be made. Did what have tentacles or a monster in it? What, the being disturbed and questioning your sense of self? Said it was Greg Egan, not Lovecraft. Why did I forget Lovecraft's name for a second there? Oh, right, because he was a shithead. Actually, you know what? Great rock. We're going to make 2 more because I got another idea. Quatch has become a pump operator. Congrats. You're a Strunkdorf now, is what that means. Also, let's just look at our plant stocks. As you were asking about sunberries, right? I got white mullet beer. Why can't I find the letter P? There it is. Alfalfa, purple amaranths, white mullet, wild carrots, celery, leeks, lettuces, rhubarbs, plump helmets, ratweed, fisherberry, and sunberries. There you go. We do indeed have sunberries. I'm sure we'll have sunshine eventually, yeah. So what do you guys think of this idea of building underneath a waterfall? Here's the one problem with building underneath a waterfall, though. It does give the enemies a direct route down to my fort, which isn't exactly ideal. That sounds like a fiction. That's all I can say to that, really. Screw it. I mean, but pizza's hard for me to eat, Squug. Without me dying. Theoretically. Or, like, having really high blood sugar later. Do-do. I mean, I'm not saying I disagree, Squag. I'm just saying I can't eat pizza all that easily. Unfortunately. No, we'll just make that out of diorite and get rid of this. So I guess what we should do is probably put a door there and a door there. I keep thinking I'm seeing dwarves falling in there, but none have fallen down there yet. So far, so good. Let's make some rock mugs. This is super duper not the easiest way to go about doing this, but it's going to be kind of neat when it's done. Are you saying Pizza Planet uses cauliflower dough bread? I've never had cauliflower dough bread, so I'm not gonna... But I do like cauliflower, so I'm not gonna talk smack until I've tried it. All right, someone call Elon. Cancel the space. Space is canceled. Do you think that Elon's ever thought to himself, guys, this is my space? Or do you think that that joke is just way too bad for anybody to ever make? Oh no. I'm a big idiot. But that's okay. I took out part of the flooring. What's Hobo fighting with? Hobo got hit by something. Did you just get hit? Hobo just fell down the waterfall. His left hand is mangled beyond recognition, but he's content being near a waterfall. He's not dead. Nobody has any relevant skills to being a doctor. Metal crafter, where you're not being used for anything useful. This epic music suddenly got relevant. And I was just thinking to myself, man, this music's very epic for the sake of it. Okay, currently you're going to go drink. That's fair. Yeah, Hobo didn't deserve this. Come on, you should go tend to patient. Although he's walking. Yeah, he's healing. It can't be that bad. Also, I need to remove that because I'm an idiot. So we just had a dwarf fall down the waterfall and live to tell the tale, which is probably a good thing for the future of this fort, to be honest. I forgot how floor grates worked for a second there, and by channeling, I basically removed 2 of the floor grates. There's always infection. Shh. It ain't over till it's over, Quatch. It ain't over till it's over. There we go. It ain't over until the fat lady sings or all my dwarves are dead. All right, so let's see what happens if we stop pumping. You know, for science, of course. Now this flows at full force. Seems to work just fine. So the entrance and exit of this fort is going to be surrounded by waterfall. They don't like being caught in the rain, but they get to be near a waterfall. So that's cool. I'm going to need to pump again, though. And I'm going to try and build fortifications right here. That's the next thing we get to try and do. Who's excited? Who is excited for me to try and build fortifications right there? All right, let's turn these back on. You? Oh no, I already have a depressed dwarf. That was quick. God damn, Solus. Apparently pumping a pump for a couple months straight is too much for him. Come on, I should have somebody else coming up to operate pump. Help us operate pumps, you dimwits. Also, my only miner is currently resting. Okay, so Chief Medical Dwarf, I don't want you doing anything else for right now. Because I need you to go diagnose that dwarf, who very obviously fell really far, which is the source of his injuries, but... why is the resting dwarf not in bed? Oh, I see, because I'm an idiot. Put you on hunting and related, not healthcare. That's why I'm an idiot. Okay, there you go. Oh, did you read that as foreskin? That would be really funny if you could feel your foreskin when your eyebrows move. Ooh. Clean that blood off, and now there's just dwarf blood on the ground. Not sure why he's not in the bed, but... eh. That poor fucking dwarf. But, you know, that's a kitten I'm following. He's getting all of the... using up all of our thread, that's for sure, but... yeah, staturing done, setting the bone. See a healthcare professional, that's for sure. Maybe go to the sex health clinic at that point. All right, so you know what? We're actually going to cancel all that. Let them go do whatever. Apologies. Can we not talk about zits, please? It's a personal request. I'd rather not puke. And thank you, Katsu. Vomiting isn't something that you want a streamer to do. All right, well. Let's put a couple engravings in on the walls. These poor dwarves, they've been working so hard. Almost feel like I should give them a bedroom, like proper bedrooms before we do anything else. Well, it's all good, Basta. Just stop. That's all. Just stop! This is going to be a really neat fort design regardless. The one part that I'm really worried about is the fact that enemies are going to be able to literally just like climb into the river and then just fall down and then go splat right in front of our fort. I mean, admittedly, they might be a little softer when we fight them, but it'll still make fighting them tricky. So... also, you know what? I'm going to give the dwarves a little zone up here. It's going to be a very, very small zone. Give me a little meeting area. Assign location. Temple. No specific deity. Intricacy of inking. Long-term residents only so they can go pray. Because God knows they're going to need that. Also... it appears that Hobo is back up and in action. So congratulations to Hobo for being back up and in action. Also, I just realized I'm a fucking idiot, but it's okay. Dream of the fortifications. Okay, let's see if I can get the first one up. Come on, Dwarf. You can do it. Oh, you poor dwarf. Why is it always Hobo that we make do the dumb shit? Come on. Get good at swimming, Hobo. Don't fall down the waterfall again. Did you cancel it? Yeah, you can't. No. Wait, did he do it? He did it. He fucking did it. Good for you, Hobo. Okay. Because Hobo's a survivor, is that why? Direct blocks, let's go. Okay, is it Hobo again? It is. And I think he got the second one done. Fortification, fortification. And then I should be able to put a wall there afterwards. Seal that up. Takes so long, but they're so good and so worth it. No, I completely agree. Homemade ramen? Proper ramen? Mmm. Come on, dwarves. That's where I need to put it. If only I could unpause the game and let time pass from this menu. And then I just have one more to do after this. There's a kitten in the creek. Who thinks the cat's gonna fly off the waterfall? Any bets? Nope. Cat's fine. All right. This time it's whole gassed. Going in. Out. Whole gassed. Insta canceled. We need to get Hobo to do this. Oh, come on. Did you get it done? I think he did. Yes. Oh, come on. Oh, the cat's hunting fish? Did they do that? I mean, I guess that would make sense. I guess fish count as vermin, yeah? Oh, come on. I might need to build another pump. That's not what I actually wanted to do, but you know what? I think fortifications could look pretty cool there. It's like bridges with holes. How deep is this? It's like 1 or 2. It's like, I know the cats hunt vermin, but I guess it just never dawned on me that fish would be coded as vermin. Let's see if you can put that in there. Here comes Rackent. No! Whee! Splat. Did you get it done though, Rackent? I realized I built it in the wrong spot though. I was just curious if they could build that there. Yeah, they got it done. They got it done. Okay, let's give these guys a break. This is a extremely silly fort so far. I'm wondering if these are even going to block things from coming down here. They're probably not, are they? Also, there's so many fish getting pushed out of here. This is kind of hilarious. Man, I don't even want to imagine counting the carbs on poutine. I'm really mad at myself for digging out that spot. Like, actually, I'm really mad at myself for digging out that specific spot. So if I didn't do that... blocking this would be much easier. Let's try pumping that. See if I can block that spot. Come on, dwarves. Oh, we need a splint. Wood. Splint. 2. You know what? This is a problem for me tomorrow. How long have I been streaming? 9 hours and 11 minutes. Guys, I've got to interview a Tarn Adams tomorrow. I think I'm going to call it for today. I started early. Like 45 minutes early today. And it's been a busy day. So it's been a busy 2 days. Actually, it's been a busy 3 days. Been a long couple days. So to those of you, if you're new here, I stream every day of the week except for Fridays. Sometimes I take extra days off when I need them. What time is he on stream? 3 p.m. Pacific. Currently, it's 5:31 Pacific. This is the time that he'll be on. So. I'm just taking a peek at who's playing what, who's doing what on the internet real quick. Looks like my friend Bamboozler is playing some Dwarfs. Welcome to 5 p.m. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. here. Friday, how long is the interview going to be for? An hour. Or at least that's the time I've quoted. I don't know if we'll go over. Yeah. My friend Bamboozler is playing Dwarf Fortress, so we're going to go give him a shout, shall we? Okay? He's playing Dwarfs. That's his channel. Okay? He's a nice guy. He's super chill. Like, he makes me look like a super hype, crazy person. He's so chill. So let's go give him a big ol' hello. Okay? Big ol' DF hug. Can we do that? My, handy dandy little hosty button is no longer here. I'm upset. All right, well, it is what it is. You guys have a good night. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. See you guys over in Bamboozler's stream. Go give him some beer. You have to use the raid feature now? No, actually, I can type in /host like I growed up. You have a good night. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Tequila time.